Hello, hello, hello. I hope you're all doing well today. I'm going to wait till a few of you get on here before I start saying, hello, Bob. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Janice. I'm feeling silly tonight, I guess. Maybe I ought to do that smooth out thing. Heck, the retouch thing didn't even help. Hi, gotcha girl from Florida. How are you, darling? Bonjour. Oh, hello, Madame Nicole. Simply Idaho. Simply Idaho, you want to be my moderator one day? I'm fine. Hey, Pennsylvania, Ann Gormley. Quilt House, hello. Ooh, I would love to be able to do that, but I am going to start learning how to, I don't know the difference between crocheting and knitting. I think crocheting is what I'm going to learn because it's simple. It's not simple, it's easier. Ça va? Ça va bien? Okay, Simply Idaho, will you email me at janiceandfrance@gmail.com and I'll figure out what we have to do because I really do need one. Good afternoon. You froze? Oh, goodness. Am I still frozen? Am I still frozen? I look like I've been in a fight. Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not frozen anymore. First thing before I start talking about anything, I want to tell you, okay, thank you, darling. I don't know if you know her, but there is a woman, she's 70 years old. She's got lots of chutzpah. I think that's how you say that. And she's traveling around Europe by herself. And some days she has good days, some days she has bad days. And her name is Elder Gal. And the reason I'm talking about you, thank you. I had it done today, finally, after being sick for a week and having bed hair, but thank you anyway. I appreciate it. So anyway, what time is it in France? It's 8:33. So anyway, how many of you know Elder Gal? Oh, I'm sorry you're sick, Kennedy. Chutzpah, chutzpah. Hope you get better soon. How many of you know Elder Gal? And Gormley, yes. Okay. So if you don't know Elder Gal and you don't follow her, please try to follow her. She does a live one night a week and she does a video one day a week. But she is traveling and she needs all the followers that she can get her hands on and all the subscriptions that she can get her hands on because she literally is using not all of YouTube money, but she's needing a certain amount of YouTube money to sustain her living. And because she doesn't have a visa, she's just traveling around and touring Europe, just like you're on vacation. So she's going to be going to the UK soon and everything. But please, if you don't know who she is and you have not subscribed to her channel, I would really recommend you subscribing because she needs that YouTube money. She has come from California where you know it's very, very high. And she's had to get rid of some of her clothing because she can't, well, I'm not sure it's all clothing, but anyway, she's had to get rid of some of her items and to get them into 2 suitcases. Last night she was trying to talk and tell us that she's gonna have to get rid of items in her backpack because it's too hard. And going from place to place every 3 months and not having a place is very difficult. You know, in Europe, you gotta haul things upstairs, haul things downstairs. You know, it's not easy to get around and people are friendly, but sometimes they're not. Sometimes you just got to do it yourself. But if you are not a subscriber of hers, I certainly wish you would go and check her out and be a subscriber of hers because she could certainly use the money. Yes, she is great. Her name is, she goes by Elder Gal, Allison. Allison, yes, she's from Southern California. I do too. I love her. She's fabulous. And I give her so much credit for doing this. I mean, she didn't have to. She was very comfortable in California. She had friends in California. She knew how to get around. She knew, her doctors and all that. Now she's out here, just kind of on her own. And so if you don't know her, please go and subscribe because she could use the money on YouTube. What is FBI saying? Thinks it needs blood. Why can't she get a visa, Janice? Okay, I'm just going to tell you what she told us. She said on her YouTube channel that the government did not choose her. Why are we scratching the floor, darling? We're digging to China. Okay, we're digging to China. She did not make enough money. They weren't going to consider her YouTube money. And she makes darn good money from YouTube. I mean, she showed everybody what she made, so I'm not just making this up. She can make anywhere from $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 a month, which is fabulous. And she needs that right now that she's traveling around in Europe because the American dollar right now is making the euro just shrink. And then when she goes to London, it's even going to shrink more because the pound has always been more than, the pound has always been strong. Right, she wasn't able to demonstrate a means to the French government. Doesn't end up having to give her money. Right. So, so she doesn't have the freedom to have a visa to come over here to find a place to live so that she can not have to go from one place to another to a place to another. But I do know that she does want to go to one place to another because she wants to travel around and see different places. But of course, I think if she had her druthers, as we used to say, she would rather have one place. But anyway, I was just shouting out to her. Give her a big shout out. If you've not subscribed, please do so because she could use the money while traveling. Okay, that's enough said. Good. I'm glad you did. Nicole, because she was not able to demonstrate financial means, so the French government doesn't end up having to give her money. Well, I don't know that the French government's not going to give her money. What happens is if you don't have enough money to come over here, they don't want you to be a burden. They're not going to give you any money. What they're going to do, if they allow you to be here, first of all, they're not going to allow you to be here unless you make a certain amount of money. And she made it with YouTube, but they didn't consider YouTube. But hopefully, by the time she gets back to the States and hopefully reapplies, that YouTube will be so strong in her bank account that they will have to consider it. Because what they're looking for is more like Social Security, retirement pensions, things that have been coming over the years, the same thing, the same amount of money. And that's why YouTube is not really considered a good backing for finance because, 1 month maybe it's for $900 for her. 1 month maybe it's $1,400 for her, which is unbelievable. But I think it's great. I can't add her. I don't know how to add her link. Her name is Elder Gal. Just go to YouTube and look up Elder Gal. Yes, we do. We all have to help each other. I know she had a horrible train ride. And I will tell you, it's a very scary thing. 2 years ago at Christmas, I had a friend visiting me. And we were coming back from somewhere. And had a lovely trip. And we got on this train and we were like sardines. And then all of a sudden we got to a train station and it said, everybody get off. And I'm talking 18 degrees outside. Cold. And they said, so then there was this man there and he spoke English and I said, why are we getting off? And they said, well, the train's not going anymore. Done deal, finished, didn't give us a reason. Everybody got off the train. But a lot of people acted like they knew what they were doing, They got into Ubers or either they had people picking them up. Well, me and my friend were standing like there. What the heck? We're like 60 miles from home. So I go and I check with the bus driver that was sitting there and he said, oh, there'll be another bus, 10 minutes. to take you to Fontainebleau. Great, we got it. 10 minutes came, 20 minutes came, 30 minutes came. It didn't happen. So there was this nice little area over there that was inside a building, and it was kind of like an information building. And the lady said, nope, there's not going to be another bus. And I said, would you be so kind to call us a taxi? Because they had no Ubers in that area. And it cost us about 60 euros, but I'm telling you what, in 18 degrees weather, and I let him pay for it. But you know, it's just one of those things. You know, it's like my friend one day, he chatted me. He sent me a text and he said, WTF? And I went, what? Welcome to France. Anything can happen. But you know what? To me, that's the enjoyment. Now, for the moment when we were stuck and we didn't know what to do, but I knew I could get a taxi. I knew I could get home. I knew some way, somehow, I could get a taxi and get home. Or we'd stay in a hotel in that town. I mean, you know, it wouldn't be the most wonderful thing to do, but we could do it. But now, with Elder Gal, with her limited funds, you know, that's a real scary thing for her. And I understand. I've been there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And also, this is spring break. And, you know, so when spring break happens, it's not just the kids are out of school like in the States. The kids are out of school and the parents are off work. So, and they're all traveling. And it sounded like the way she was talking about the train, it's more like a commuter train. Because if you take a train from Fontainebleau that's going to Paris, and there's one stop that we have, Fontainebleau, maybe 15, 20 people get on. And then there's this town called Milan. And there may be 75 to 100 people get in, you know, because they're going to work. Because they're commuting to go to work. So that may have been what was going on then. I don't know. But she did mention a lot of young kids. So they were going on, you know, maybe a class trip. Like the other day, we went to Sceaux Park in Sceaux, which is a Sceaux, and lots of kids everywhere. No, you don't. But you know, sometimes you don't think about it. I don't think about it because I don't have children in school. Sorry, I don't mean to be messing with the hair. I don't have children in school, and I just don't think about it. But the only reason I knew about it is because my French teacher is off work. So when my French teacher doesn't have children to teach English, then she's off from work. That's the only reason I knew about it. Listen, we all have to help each other out. You know what I mean? And I just felt so sorry for her last night when I watched her video. She had just had a horrible day. And I thought, you know, it's bad enough to be over here by yourself. And it's bad enough not to be able to speak the language. But when the train stops and you don't have any idea why, you don't know when it's going to start back, you're hungry, maybe you have to go to the bathroom, and those commuter trains don't have restrooms. So, you know, so sometimes it can be a little, I've gotten a little scared on things like that. And I get back to Gare de Lyon where I know everything and I went, whew, I'm ready to go home. I look like Macha Merrill. I love this green shirt. I love it. I should have had it for St. Patrick's Day. I got it in Amazon. I love it. Well, mindset, I do that every day, darling. I do it every day. Coaches are good, but it takes longer, of course. Yeah, Janice, you look nice and green. Thank you, dear. Yes, but the French system is different. Europe's countries are small. That's right. They are small. And a lot of people use the trains to go to work because they don't have cars, you know. So, but it's just one of those things she wasn't expecting. And like she said, when she got to the train station, it was early in the morning, and they didn't have on the screens where she was supposed to go. So that's kind of panicky, because when those trains pull up, you have about 3 minutes to get on the train. That's it. And if you miss it, in fact, I was going to reach out to her and ask her, but she probably already knows, and I don't want to sound like a know-it-all to her. But there is an app, and if you're coming to France, you should have it. It's called RATP. And you can put in there where you are and where you're going, and it will tell you what train and what underground to take and that kind of thing. But, you know, she knows what she's doing, you know. She just got a little flustered yesterday. Europe's countries are small. That's right. Hi, Rick. How are you? The one thing I was going to say about the trains is also, I didn't mean to laugh like that. That I'm just going to say, one time we were traveling Jen and I were traveling to Brussels we were going to Antwerp. We had been to Brussels and we were going to Antwerp. We sat on the track hour and a half. They were having trouble. And then we backed all the way up to Brussels. We never made it to Antwerp. And when we got off, Jen and I don't know what it was. Jen is always like this, even as a little kid. You know, we met people that needed to get to certain areas, and we helped this lady get to a certain area so she could get back home, you know, because we were on vacation. We weren't in any big hurry. But sometimes when you have those kind of chaos instances, you meet some friends, you know, and you help people out. You may or may not know the difference in trains in France. What do you mean by that, darling? What do you mean by that, Mr. Rick? I remember a long time ago when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, Italy trains were always late. If the Italian train said it was going to be there at 8:02, it might show up at 8:25. Now the Italian trains are fabulous, and from my experience, if the train says it's going to be there at 8:02, it's there at 8:02 and it's gone at 8:04. You better get on and get your luggage on. And that's one of the things that when I take the Eurostar is one of those trains that they let you know like 15 minutes ahead of time. And you go straight to your car. And I'm like her. I get the car wrong nearly every time. Last time I got it straight because the lady said it in English and I knew my numbers in English, so I knew where to go. And then I was still not sure, but I did get it there. And then they have these racks to put your luggage in. Well, then if you've got to go 2 cars back like she did, your luggage is way up here. So anyway, I'm always a little skittish about going on the Euro train because the steps are really high, you know. So what I have to do is put my luggage up, and then I have to use the sides to get myself up, because that's the last thing I want to do is take a tumble at the train station. Okay. Ooh, I missed a lot of people. Oh, I do too. I wish we had more trains. Hello, Mohammed. How are you, dear? Hello from Austin, Texas. I love listening to you. Thank you, Sarah. This is not a place for Jesus talk. I meant RATP and SNCF. Yeah, right. I'm from Paris, and each time stranger tourists ask for their way, what? I didn't get the rest of it. Hello from Washington, D.C. Beautiful green. Thank you so much. I am blonde, Miss Janice. I wouldn't know if a train was a commuter. Oh, God. You're funny. You are funny. Lydia, trains in the UK are even worse. Really? Now, see, I thought they might be better. Well, you know, we have strikes here, too. The only thing, well, okay, 2 years ago, Jen and I met in London without the boyfriend, and we had just left here, and the trains went on strike. And we didn't know if we were going to get back in time for Christmas. And the train like 6 hours before we were supposed to leave the next morning, they got the strike taken care of. Yeah, I think so. It's their time of the year to say, hey, pay us. You know, we need to be paid. And if not, all those little holiday people are going to be very angry at you. Great. You know what? I think you're so right about the Italian trains. They have really upped their game. But I'm telling you what, back in the 80s, whoo, not so good. Not so good, but I'm glad they've upped their games. And their trains are really nice. Very nice. Swiss and Japanese trains are the best. Really? Well, now I've been on a Swiss train before, but I've never been on a Japanese train. But I'm glad to hear that. I bet they go fast, the one in Japanese. The one in Japanese. The one in Japan. Duh. I must be blonde too. RATP, select timetable. You'll see RER. Yes, everything. Yes, 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 and yes. And I bet you, since she said that train was going to Paris, that's where all those people have been. You wouldn't believe Paris right now. It is like July and August because people are on vacation. I had a friend of mine visiting me the other day, and he said, I'm going to go to Montmartre. And I said, okay. And he called me back, well, he texted me back about an hour and a half later, and he said, I'm back home at the hotel. And I said, why? He said it was like shoulder to shoulder. You couldn't even find a place to have a cup of coffee. And I said, okay, you know. And some people have an issue with that, and some people don't. You know, some people just don't want to mess with it. Dreaming of France. Last train I took was from Madrid to Calais overnight, and they had to place the cars onto French train tracks while we were sleeping. Oh, how neat. I used to do a sleeper when I was a little girl with my dad. We would go to Ohio, and we would do a sleeper, and it was so much fun. Dad would sleep on the top bunk. I would sleep on the bottom bunk, and I don't think I slept all night because every time it stopped at a train station, I wanted to look out the window. So I've had a love for trains forever. I love them. And I love the old kind that had the little door that you open, like the Agatha Christie kind. You know, you open the glass door, and then you have a bench, and then you have a bench here, and you're looking around at the people, wondering what they done. Who's going to get killed next? Anyway, I like those kind of trains too. If you click on Metro, you'll see one word. This is Jessie from Wisdom and Wellness. Last Saturday, what are the dates for the Christmas markets get together? I'm not sure I know what you're talking about. Christmas markets get together. Tell me more. Hey, everyone, let's help Janice bump up her algorithm. Oh, wow, let's do help Janice. My grandmother said Mussolini could be counted on for the accuracy of the trains. Really? The Paris public transport system is one of the best in the world. It is well organized. Well, it may be well organized, and I'm not going to say it isn't, but it has its faults, just like any other train system. But what I was going to tell you a while ago is that sometimes there are people that unfortunately want to take their lives, and they go in front of a train. And if you happen to be on one of those, you're not going to find out what happened. They may say it's engine trouble. They may say whatever, you know. But a lot of times that does happen. And now I've never had it happen that I know of, but I've had people tell me about it. Some of the happiest memories were traveling on German and Austrian trains. Oh, yeah. They were direct, dinner trains. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Don't you remember the trains that had the white tablecloth? Oh, they were just lovely. And you went into the dining car, and you sat, and you had white napkins, and just so lovely. And you got dressed up. You didn't just wear your old khaki jeans and tacky stuff, you know, sit there with your feet up on the furniture. I mean, you had the dining car. It was so nice. I remember that when I was a little girl. Didn't you say you were having a Christmas time girlfriends getaway? Yes, I did. But when you said what you did about that, I'm thinking about my trip that I'm going to Vienna to the Christmas market. So sorry. Yes, I'm having a Christmas getaway for holiday getaway. It's not just for women, it's for couples, it's for women, it's for men, whatever you want to. It's a holiday getaway. And Mary Grace and I worked on it today. I'm supposed to read over it tonight to see if it's good to go. And then if it's good to go, I'm going to put out a video about it. Then you'll be able to go to my website and you're going to be able to click on holiday getaway, gentleman's getaway, girlfriend's getaway, couples getaway, and figure it out. But they're all $2,500. They're all the same price. How is it living while you, it was affordable to buy? How is it living while you, I didn't buy a house. Oh, you were auditioning an opera. Yes, I am having but it's not a Christmas girlfriend's getaway. It's a holiday getaway for anyone and everyone. Auditioning opera, oh my gosh. Oh, be nice to each other, okay? Yes, I'm going to Vienna. When you said Christmas market, I thought of Vienna. I didn't think of Paris, sorry. But yes, and you'll know more about it in about 5 days. Taiwan trains are amazing, okay. Vienna was my favorite place, but I settled in Max, chill out, baby doll. Chill out. I know, but chill out. I can't wait to go back. Max, leave that cat alone. That cat doesn't like you. Max, leave the cat alone. I know you want to play, but Kitty doesn't want to play. I would like to visit the Christmas market in Strasbourg. Me too. But since I'm going to the horseback riding thing in Scotland in the end of September for 3 days, that's costing me quite a bit of money. And then I'm going to meet some people in Munich, and then I'm going to Vienna. That's about all I can afford for 1 year. I mean, that's a lot for 1 year vacation. And then 2026, I'll vacation somewhere else. But I love to go to Christmas markets. But I saw a Hallmark movie last year, and I'm determined I'm going to go see. No, I'm determined I'm going to go see Vienna at Christmas time. I've been there in October, but I want to go at Christmas time. And I'm taking him with me, believe it or not. Yeah, I'm taking you with me. Did you know that? He wants to play. It's 8:58. It's really his bedtime. If you would subscribe to me, I would appreciate it too. I have 32,502 the last time I looked. So I only need 400 and something to make 33,000. I mean, you know, piece of cake. But someone mentioned the other day, and I don't know whether it was simply Idaho or not. I don't know who it was that said, let's have, by the time Janice is 74, let's her have 50,000. And that's in October the 8th. So I think we can do it. I really do think we can do it. But I would really like to have some feedback from you guys about what do you want to see? Because if I talk about me, nobody wants to hear about that. But if I talk about France and pickpocketers and all that kind of stuff, people want to hear about that. I saw that Hallmark movie too. I'm determined to get to Vienna as well. Yes! Is that the one that fell in love with the guy that had the kids? Oh my God, it was lovely. Oh, thank you so much. Hello from Muggy, Florida. If you're running around London or Copenhagen in September, maybe I will run into you. No, I'm not, honey. I'm going to Edinburgh for I'm going to Edinburgh, then I'm taking an Uber to a little place called Peebles. In fact, it was on my last video. And I'm going to take a horseback riding trip. We're going to ride for 3 days and stay in this castle-looking hotel and meet other people. And you know me, I've already got my clothes picked out just about. You know, I sit and I go, okay. Because what happens is we have to have clothes to wear riding. And we're going to be riding for 3 days. Well, you know I'm going to have 3 different outfits. Probably the same jacket, but I'm going to have 3 different types of breeches. I'm going to have black, I'm going to have brown, and I'm going to have olive green. Already got that settled. You know me in clothes. But I do think that I'll have the same jacket. But I'm only going to be there 3.5 days because I paid a little extra to be there the half day because I'd like to do some videos. Best way to travel by train for day trips would be cool. Yes, I'm getting ready to go to, just escaped me. I'm getting ready to go to see in May. Okay, I'll think about it just a minute. I think Max is tearing down walls. No, it just is. I don't know. And as soon as I get off this text, he's going to be like, best way to travel by train for day trips. Yes, I'm going to where, Giverny. I'm going to Giverny. That's where I'm going in May. And I hope you answer me. Somebody answer me. I know it makes you uncomfortable. Is abortion murder? Okay. USK because you know this answer. My house is for sale in May. As soon as we sell, we're going to Nice to live. I hope you will visit us there. Well, of course I will. You have an extra bedroom? Yes, and I know several little people that live. No. Sit. Thank you so much. I had to do a video a while ago, and I had to make him quiet. So every few minutes, I had to get up and get him a treat. So I guess he thinks I need to do this right now, and she's going to get up. But no, I'm done. I know quite a few people that live in Nice. Of course, Ann Scott, she and I are good friends. We need to get Janice a moderator to get rid of these trolls. We have just worked on that. Simply Idaho has volunteered. Okay, we can do that, and we will do that tomorrow. Please email me. In fact, I was talking to my daughter yesterday about it, and I said, you know what? I'm going to ask Simply Idaho if she would be my moderator. And because I just don't, I don't pay any attention to them really, but we do need to say something about it to get them off because, everybody wants to have 2 minutes of fame or 2 seconds. Lydia is a coward. That's great to get the moderator. But anyway, it's still cool. That's why I have on long sleeves. And I just did a complete film, and I can tell it now that I just did it. I have had a collaboration with a clothing place, clothing line called Goelia, and they let me pick out 8 pieces of clothes for spring. And I am in love, and I just did a complete video on it. And I hope people really like the video. I hope they don't say, oh, well, here she is. She's just showing all these clothes. But the price point's good. You can afford it. It's not like, we're not talking $300, $400 jackets or $500, $600 dresses. But I hope you do enjoy it. We met with Ann and Jeff back in September. Aren't they lovely? They are now in Portugal? Because they're on their anniversary. Okay, thank you. Yeah, because they're on their anniversary trip. They were going to go to several places, but they backed out, and I think they're just going to Portugal. I think it's Portugal they're in. I just said hi to them today and happy anniversary, but I was just scrolling through. I had to get so many things done today. And I videoed today that long video about Goelia and the clothing, and then I'm going to video again tomorrow and, talk a little gossip, talk a little Janice chat while I make some ratatouille. And I've never made ratatouille, so I'm going to cut up a few little veggies and talk about some of the items that the French use and why they use it, and just cook a actual French meal that I can make, because I'm not really a very good cook. So I am going to make ratatouille, so it'll be in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Okay. Okay. So if you're on here, let me tell you one thing. If you don't know who I am, I'm Janice in France. I live in France. I moved here 3 years ago because has nothing to do with politics, because I was bored. And I thought, is this all there is to it? And I was just recently interviewed by CNN, and then 2 20 Minute France, which is an Instagram news station, and then French Quest, which is a newspaper. edition interviewed me, and then I'm going to be on a podcast next week. So I hate to say the same old story over and over again, but if you don't know who I am, I'm Janice in France, and I am here to inspire others to think out of the box, to go do what you want to do. Life is not over until it's over with, you know. Of course, make plans. Of course, you know, we know that we may not be here tomorrow, but let's do the best we can while we're here. Treat people kindly. Subscribe to people. And let's make people have 33,000. And, but anyway, I just like to inspire other women and men. You know, it's not just for women, it's for men too. So, yeah, I do need a moderator, don't I? So anyway, if you've never been to my channel before, please go to it and maybe take a look at maybe one of my first videos. Um, you know, because it tells all about why I changed and why I did what I did. I came over with 3 suitcases and a dog and a cat. And for apartment hunting outside of Paris, no. No, let me tell you about that. You don't want to look for apartments until you get to where you're going to live. You get you an Airbnb for a month, and then you start looking for a place to live. Now, you may find one in 5 days, you may find one in 3 weeks. But also, I have if you'll go to my community on janiceinfrance.com and join my community, I will send you a free, it's like 75 pages long, and you can pick and choose which one you want. It's about apartments, what you have to have and all that. But I would not look online, except just to see what's available. But I wouldn't look online and do anything, because when there's an apartment that comes up, it's gone. Apartments are very, like Anne said the other day, apartments are scarce in France right now. And I would trust her more than anything. Thank you, Josephine. I appreciate it. Hard to find info in Versailles, etc., other than the palaces. Well, when you come to Versailles, then you go to one of the immobilier, and that's the like the real estate, and you can find it. Now, I will say, because there are 3 train stations in Versailles, and because it has a little bit better access to Paris, a little bit closer to Paris, the rent may be about 150 more than it would be like where I live in Fontainebleau. But, you know, I think it's so much easier to get places, you know. For me, I've got to go to Gare de Lyon. Then if I'm going to the other train station, I've got to go to the metro. I've got to go down and around. And if I've got Max with me, it's a lot. But you know what? I don't do it that often. So I'm just going to stay in my little town. Hi, Bobby. Thank you. Oh, let me tell you about my apartment. I have a little bitty wall over there. Well, it's not little bitty, but it's small. And it goes across from, let me show you, you know, my little wall that has the wallpaper. And it's right across from there, and it's just completely white. And I've been thinking, I need something to go there. But when I do my videos, I need things to be able to move around. I need to move my chair in front of the bookcase. I need to move my chair in front of a blue wall. I need to move my chair over there. I found this most beautiful mirror, and I'm so hoping it didn't disappoint me. It's probably about, I'm thinking about 4 feet wide, and it's about 7 feet tall, and I'm going to put it on that white wall, and it's coming Monday. I'm going to put it on that white wall, and then I'm going to put like a little wicker basket next to it, maybe with some magazines or some flowers or something like that in it. And then just let that be it. And then that way, when I do my outfit of the day or whatever, I can do that. But I also like big mirrors, because it kind of makes everything, you know, and I can always move it around to another wall. Maybe I want to showcase my patio, or maybe I want to showcase my my wallpaper. So I'm very anxious to get that. Yes, Yes, me too. Me too. I wanted a little thing for people to sit on, but I don't ever have that many people except for Christmas time. So I thought, well, that's kind of a waste of money. Then I thought, oh, you'll get a chair because that way you can sit over there. And I thought, no, you already have a chair. All you have to do is move it across, about 10 feet. So I think Amira's going to look good, I hope. Put on a Velcro suit and you can film from the ceiling. Rick. I have a big gold mirror in my house that what? That it takes 3 people to move. Oh, Lord, I hope not. I mean, I hope mine is not that heavy. Okay, all right. I am going to say goodnight. And thank you for joining me. And if you don't mind, subscribe. But before you subscribe to me, if you've not subscribed to Elder Gal, go subscribe to her. And I know that would make her happy. And right now, I think she needs a little bit of love. Take care, everyone. Yes, darling Marilyn, we're going to get one. She's going to email me in just a minute, and then I may have to check with Mary Grace and see what I have to do. So if I don't answer you tonight, I will check with Mary Grace tomorrow. Mary Grace lives in the Philippines, so there's a little bit of a difference in hours, and so I'll get back to you for sure. We are going to get one. Ann Gormley, yes, we are looking for 2-bedroom. Okay. You won't have any trouble. I mean, you may have trouble, but, it may take a little while, but it's okay. Yes, Simply Idaho is going to be my moderator. All right, guys, thank you so much. I hope you have a great night. It is now 9:17, and guess where Max is? He's right there. He's asleep. Have a nice evening or afternoon, I'm sure where you are. I'm going to go into my bedroom and I'm going to watch a little TV and act like today is over. All the hectic, all the stress is over, and we're just going to go in there and watch something. I've been watching this, oh my gosh, what is it called? Here I go again. Single, getting married. What is it? You meet them, you don't even meet them. You're blind, getting married blind or something like that. You don't even meet them until you marry them. Okay, it's crazy, but I'm hooked on it. I love it. I love it. Okay, thank you so much once again. And as always, I do love you and I do appreciate you showing up, and going to have a moderator for sure, and enjoy your afternoon. And I'm going to stop blabbing now. Au revoir.